Okay, good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago State University video series on Gardner High Impact Online Teaching Practices. In this series, we are highlighting faculty members who attended the Gardner Institute on high impact online teaching practices. And today we are fortunate to have Dr. He. And Dr. He, if you would tell folks a little bit about yourself, welcome and thank you so much for being part of this series.
Thank you so much, Deb. My full name is Ron Lucy He. I'm a professor in biology department. I have been happily working in CSU for 11 years, and I usually teach immunology, physiology, and cell biology courses. Yeah.
Ah, fantastic, fantastic. So what made you decide to participate in the Gardner High Impact Series? Why did you do it?
Yeah, since the last spring break, we all have to remotely teaching at home, right? So I felt that I was short of knowledge how to using online teaching tools, and so start to learn. And so in the summer, I really looking for the possibilities to learn those things, so the virtual teaching technique. And then I was informed by union and also faculty senator that faculty in CSU could be supported to go to participate to this high impact online teaching practice course. So I thought, oh, that really was what I want. And I wanted, and so that's why I choose to participate. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So I know we're going to get into some specifics in your course, but before we do that, can you kind of talk in general? What are some of the big takeaways that big things that you took away from the training in general?
Yeah, this course was very rich, and I learned a lot. At the beginning, I thought that the course was just a course to teach how to use virtual tools in the online teaching, but in fact, it included much more than that. Yeah, much more. And I was so glad. I was so happy I had a chance to participate. So in general, not only those tools, how to use those online teaching tools, but also like how to write student learning outcome in my syllabus, and how to engage students by thinking about their situation, like emotionally, and especially during this special time, and also how to assess the course. How do I know student learned or not? So how to make the measurable assessment and also measurable learning outcomes. So that way, me and the student both will know if they learned or not. Yeah, so
Sure.
a lot of things like that. Yeah. So
And can you speak a little bit? It is very interesting and really important, the emphasis on the students' emotions during a pandemic and during online learning. So, what were some of the ways that they encouraged you to support students emotionally in the remote learning?
so before, I always had um, I always knew we should understand the student situation, because in our university, I have been working here for some years, right? But I didn't know like how do I impact this feeling into the learning environment, making sure them to understand I have the understanding. So I before, I know I understand them, however they probably don't know I understand them, you
Ah,
see. Yeah. So
mm-hmm.
I think that's something I learned. I should have to like make them know I'm in the same page with them, and yeah, so.
So communicating that caring to them that you already had, but being more direct with it, or being more explicit and letting them know that you understand where they're coming
Yeah,
from.
yeah, like if students have a reason not coming to the class, and I will keep, because we have an email a lot, like back and forth. So I'm making sure I email students as soon as I see email, and I always email whenever they send me email. I always email them back. So even just say, okay, I got your email, you know. So so that way I think they know I'm with them. I'm
Yeah.
not like you know, don't care, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that communication is so important, especially, communication that's pretty quick back to them as well. It really does say a lot about that they're
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, when they have a, reason not coming and tell me certain things, like one student said, "Oh, you know, she had some health issue." Then I will making sure I say, "Okay, I understand. You can delay, you know, the submission of the homework, but
Mhm.
then tell me if you have questions." So I try to make them know. Um, you know, study is important, but I said, okay, health is most important thing.
Yeah.
So you need to practically think if you can do it or not. If not, then tell me what's the difficulty, how I can help, you know, to overcome that. So you need a, you know, special meeting or Zoom meeting with me. So I gave options. So by doing that, some students um, really can know I'm kind of pushing, because I say,
Mhm.
okay, let's meet. If you have a
Right.
problem, let's meet. If you cannot come to the class, let's meet another time. So that's the one thing. Another thing is some students, if they really have a trouble, and I will say be practical. Health is most important thing. So maybe you consider another time to complete this course, maybe if it's you know, practically right. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
So yeah.
All right. But yeah, I think now especially that emphasis on supporting students emotionally, communicating with them, and communicating how important. Um, and I liked your point too about, pushing them a little bit and problem solving with them. So
Yeah.
whether it's a meeting, a Zoom, some other way to figure it out, so they know you care. Cool.
Yeah.
So, you go. What specific then? What specific high impact practices did you like? And are you going to focus on one or two with us today, right?
Yes. The two things I want to share. So one is I really like this called tran transparency teaching learning technique. Transparency in, what's that? The transparency in learning and teaching. So TILT, T-I-L-T method. So this one I learned from this course, the Gardner Institute course,
Mm-hmm.
which basically is when you teach, especially gave homework, making sure it's transparency. Transparency means you need to give a why doing this homework, the reason, right? And then how you're going to do the homework. And then third thing is how you're going to grade.
Mm-hmm.
So make everything transparency. So I tell students why they need this, and then tell them how to do this work. And then finally I tell them how I'm going to grade. So which means they know what my perspective kind of expectation. So that way they know how to complete them well.
Mm-hmm.
So that take me a while, take me a lot of time actually to convert my previous homework way to this way. So I have to write a lot, and then making sure why I gave students this homework, you know, and how I'm going to really grade them. So because it's online teaching, so we don't see each other. So a lot of time homework, if you end up a traditional way, it's possible students, taking other classmates' work and not really working them independently. So by try to avoid that, I also create the homework, which is using this. That's the second thing I want to share. This virtual voice thread assignment. I really love that. So that's something why I come to this interview. I want to promote that app.
Great.
Yeah. So because the students, this app will allow students to do presentation at home anytime. And then because it's a personal presentation, so they cannot really, they have to do themselves, and they cannot just copy other students' work. So I think it's really forced them working, and then individually, independently. And it's also good thing for them. They can still discuss, right? They can discuss and then figure out what's supposed to do, but they have to make this presentation themselves. And so I think the purpose for homework or project is just make them study, this concept or what I want them to do further or in depth. So that's, I think I mean, it's served the purpose, yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit more about this app, and how do you access it, and how does it work?
Okay. Can I share my screen?
Please, yes,
Okay.
that'd be great.
Sorry, not this one.
All right.
So
We
this
see
is
it.
okay. So this is sorry. I think I have to go here. Yeah. Okay. So this is the app called voicethread.com. Okay.
We're looking at something that says survey on lab and assignment.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Sorry.
So maybe go out and come back in, or new share.
Okay. Okay. Where's that? Okay. Can you see this?
Yes, amazing conversations about media. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So this is voicethread.com, and so I can show you my student. So faculty can have a membership as a higher education, and then I can show you. See, so students can make a presentation. For example, my first assignment is introduce themselves. So I can share. Yeah.
How cool.
So you can.
Student here at Chicago State University. I have been attending this institution for the past 3 semesters. I've been taking a couple of classes per semester. I am pretty much trying to enhance my application for medical school. I will be applying there next year. So I'm just trying to become more competitive because that admission process is kind of rough. So I currently work at the University of Chicago. I am a laboratory research assistant, and I pretty much help to set up experiments. I run some reactions to some genotyping, and I am also in charge of the husbandry of the mice.
Yeah, so it looks, then if you see the side, that's the student comments here.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
the other students can also make comments, and I can, and some students like I can show some other students.
So they're not videos, they're voice threads with
Yeah,
pictures. So they
you
use
can
pictures.
you can do both. You
Uh-huh.
can do videos. You can also do so they make a presentation slide,
Mhm.
and then the good thing is they can present like her area. She did a presentation like continuous talking and just change the slide. You
Mhm.
can also talk one slide one time and record, and then one slide another time. So
Mhm.
so that way students don't have very kind of they are not so nervous. It's not like a video, like you have to do like just once and perfect. So they can do as many times as they want. They can do each slide and then put them together. They can, so it's very flexible. They can show their face if they want. They don't, I didn't require them to show their face.
Mhm.
So I can also share you like a scientific homework that will be, for example, yeah, for this one.
Hello, welcome to Evasion Strategies by Wajiha Shoaib.
So for this one, she finished one slide and then she stopped. So then a listener or the viewer just click another one and then.
So the complement system is a central component of the innate immune response, and it fulfills numerous functions, including the recognition of foreign cells, communication with.
Yeah, so just like that. And then, so it's connected to the, I mentioned this tilt signs as assignments.
Mhm.
So I gave them, so I can show you the.
Can I ask you a question now? Do you
Yeah,
have this voice thread app? Is it housed in your Moodle class? How do the students get to this?
Okay, so right now it's not in the Moodle class. I
Okay.
really hope we can have. So right now, faculties, you can apply for the account, but you have to pay $100 a year, the annual fee. And then if you have that, if you have that membership, you can have 50 student free account. So you can have a student free account in under your membership. So students will be free. So basically, you just ask a student to register account using the CSU account, email account, and then you just link them. So it's easy. However, I really hope university will have this their license. So this app has been used in many universities. Yeah, so like even like a city college, and so they use this app for teaching. I think it's a very useful one. This is also I learned from the Garland. Yeah.
So yeah, I saw your face light up when you started talking about this app. So it's obvious that you really love it. So
Yeah.
how has it changed your course since you started using this?
Okay, so as I mentioned, I use this tilt assignment, right? So this so then back to the Moodle. You can see my Moodle, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I can pick assignments, for example, the assignment 4, for example, this is assignment 3. So we just saw the assignment 3. So if you look at my assignment page,
Okay.
So I have like a purpose, why you're doing this, and then I have a format. So it's a slide presentation, and the tool will be this.
Okay.
And then I have a requirement, like what they have to include in their presentation.
Okay.
So pretty detailed. So that's how they follow this to make a presentation. And I even have like how many slides they should include and how many minutes, you know, they need to have to talk. And then they also should use called annotation tools, which just like a mouse, you know, you can when you talk really emphasize. So that's all the tools VoiceThread have. And then I gave like how to do it. So like the textbook, which part they're supposed to use, and also I gave them the other papers like well listed behind, and then tell them, because I have a student, each student have a different kind of job. So I gave a table. So I said use one specific pathogen you like, and then use an example to explain the evasion strategy. And then resource, this is the resource with the internet, I mean the papers attached. And then I gave a paper also, because in case students not have and then here is the table, like each student, what evasion strategy they supposed to talk to. So I gave a list. And then finally I gave a grading rubric. So basically rubric will tell them what they're supposed to include and then how much points they will get. So that way students are very clear what they're supposed to do, and if they want to have a good grade, you know, what things they're supposed to be careful, you know, making sure. So that's how I create this tilt assignment, and it works very well with this VoiceThread assignment. It also works very well with my lab activities too. So, but with the VoiceThread assignment, do you have questions? I know it's still a lot of things I need to kind of modify, maybe improve. Yeah, but I think it's a good good start. To me, it's a very very good start. I feel it's benefit the students and also benefit me. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a beautiful example of how you integrated both tools, the tilt strategy, I should say, and then the VoiceThread. So, and you said that it's been very good. So, what changes do you see in your students as a result of incorporating these two important strategies?
Okay, so so in our university, because our students special, you know, group, some of them have a, you know, not so good high school background, that's for sure. So certain things like how they get the resource, how they reach out the informations is kind of it's not what we thought, like, oh, students supposed already know this, but they don't know. So we have to give them, so for example, the requirement and the resource. I think I just feel it's remind me this homework. When I designed this homework, I just feel I need to give them everything. I'm making sure they have it, you know. So that's, I think, really helped. So if the students really have no desire to make effort, we do have some students, they think the class, they just need to sit in the class and they will pass. So I will say for them, they really don't want to make effort at all, then I just feel like I don't know how to make them make effort, but at least for the student who wants to make effort, however, they have some issues to know how to make effort. And I will definitely think this is helpful. So, so for students, as long as they submit this homework, most of them get grade B above. So, so unless they don't submit, okay, so then I have no control on that. But if they do submit, they follow this, they can do well. Yeah.
You certainly seem to be building in a structure for success. The how-to steps, I mean, really carefully laying out what the requirements are, how to do it, and then the rubric as well that shows what the expectations are. So so that sounds exciting. And how do the students like the voice thread assignments?
Yeah, and so I was doing a survey, and I can share you that earlier. So can you see this?
Not yet. Maybe new
Okay,
share.
so
New
new
share.
share. Okay. Hmm? Always need a new share. Stop sharing. Okay. And then new share. Yeah, so I did a simple survey, but I did have questions to ask them, follow that, but I will just show you the simple one, the table. So for example, the instructions is clear and completed. That's what you see, whether they, gray or not gray. So so for sure, like a student, most of them prefer oral presentation over the writing. Yeah.
There you go.
And also they think make them study more. And for the oral presentation makes me understand better. And also oral presentation forced me to complete the job by myself. Yeah, so then so this last part, which I probably needed to work on, that is ideally this platform can allow students to see each other's thread and then give comments. And so they are still so shy to give comments to other threads. So then it's still need to work on that. So our students a lot of time feel shy, but if they don't have to show their face, they feel much more comfortable. And I think talking make them feel like they are not just reading, stuff. Yeah, so yeah, that's I think respond is pretty well. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That certainly does look like that voice thread is a popular tool for your students. And yeah, I like the fact that they said that it forces me to complete the job by myself. So,
Yeah.
so yeah. Well, we only have about 2 minutes left.
Okay.
So basically, do you have any recommendations for fellow faculty members who are, like you, interested in moving forward and doing more online high impact teaching practices? Do you have any advice for somebody that wants to get better at these strategies?
Yeah, so okay, so one more thing maybe I share is this a lab, my lab assignment. So that's also a tilt assignment. I just quickly share the Moodle. Sorry, so so for example, this lab.
Okay.
So first of all, same thing. I have a purpose and a task before the lab, what they do, and also during lab, what they're supposed to do, and then after lab, what they need to do, and then have a lab report, what is supposed to include it, and then with the rubric. And so I really, because our special schedule, the lab, because it's a face-to-face, and we have only certain days approved to have the lab. So I require students have to do preparation, which I did not insisted, during the normal semester, but this time I said, if you are not prepared, you just you cannot do the lab at all. So they followed, and then so they did the preparation, and then I have to check before they go to the bench, their site. So it's very useful. I have to say that's something I will definitely have, and I will sign. And so I ask them to take a picture of that and insert in their lab report. So that's the one part. And then they writing. And of course, they have to follow the instructions to write, and then make a, make a reflection too, so that's the other things is just required for the lab. But I want to emphasize this pre-lab process. I think it's very useful, and this is also important for them to prepare, so the lab time become not drag too long. And then because we have this restriction, right, like how many days have to be in only certain days, certain time they can be in the building. Yeah, so that make so something I want to share. So if I have to have something to say to my colleagues, I will say, so all this homework, I know it's probably easier for the higher level course, like with the project type of homework, using this TILT assignment is easier because you use the rubric to grade. How to incorporate that into the class, which is a lower level courses, like assessment depending on the multiple choices questions, or those I think we have to think about it. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, but definitely for the assignment, which including reading, writing, talking, presentation, definitely the rubric way is better. So tell them the grading rubric have a couple benefits. One is the student to know how to get a good grade. Second is I'm easier. For me, it's easier to grade. Third thing is it's much less disagreement with the grading. Yeah.
That objective criteria is right there. Either you have it or you don't.
Yeah. And also they will agree, like those requirements is like, because sometimes students will say, oh, you never told me, you never. So now they know.
Now they know.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to prepare, to share with us your course, to really show us what TILT and VoiceThread is all about. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing your knowledge and expertise. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.